Hello everyone, today I'm going to be giving you my endgame tier list. I'm currently in Squad League right now, and I have all of my heroes at 3 stars. I will say, this is my own personal opinion, how I'm choosing on it, so if there's something you don't really see fit, don't get angry at me, just simply let me know where you would put them inside the comments. But first, today's poll was who is the better Megastar, El Tigre or Dragon Chicken? Out of 645 votes, we have 79% on El Tigre. So I figured it'd be fun to showcase somebody each day when I do these. So ProBo's Clash Mania says, is this even a question? Definitely El Tigre. So this time I'm using a 5-tier tier list, and the first one I'm throwing out is the worst one in the game is Trader. Sorry if this offends you, but I do not pick this at all. I find that any other hero inside the game, when it comes to picking out of the 3, will still be better than Trader. I know a lot of people are using techniques with them right now, but for me, just not somebody who I choose to pick. Now, I would have thrown this one on the D rank, but we're going to put it in the C class here, and that's going to be Mavis. Strictly because at 3 stars, she is going to get a little bit of healing with picking the carrots, but I myself, I don't use her at all. I find the picking carrots slow, and if I want to get the carrot coins out of it, I'll just toss my bomb over it and get them that way. Another one I'm throwing on the C rank is going to be the Goblin, and I know he does give a good amount of coins, especially at 3 stars with dropping a ton of them, but this is just kind of increasing the chest price for me. It's never really serving me in the game like, oh, thank God I had that Goblin. If it wasn't for him, I would have never won. This is one that I choose when I need to, and I want to try to maybe get some coins to start off with another hero, but if I can, I'll stay away from it. And the last one on the C rank is going to be the Chicken. Yes, I know that you get some boots out of it too, but I find myself, I grab the chest, I'm already running, and those boots drop a second too late, so it leaves me sitting there like a sitting duck. No, I'd probably say sitting chicken. But just one I'm not really a fan of, even though I do joke on the Discord of being part of the Chicken Gang. This is just one that I'm going to stay away from because, once again, anything else will pretty much be better. On to the B rank, I'm first throwing the Barbarian, and the B rank says it just how it is. He's good. That's just about it. Yes, he does have the whole elite thing with another one around, but I don't really ever see anything like when I'm playing Doppelganger and I have a bunch of barbs, there's nothing actually like, oh man, this guy is wrecking it for me. It's just kind of your average all-arounder like he is. The next one I'm throwing on there is the Royal King, and I know that this one is considered more of a defender, but it just really doesn't seem to utilize too much for me. Yeah, the whole night things pop out, you do get the spell to toss one more, but still, it's just kind of a if troop, you know? It's like, oh man, okay, Royal Knight, let's see what he can do. And there's nothing that really stands out, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So I myself will grab him if I'm forced to grab him. I'm not going to complain about it too much, but I just find there's so many better heroes I could be going for. And the next one we have is B, and this is one that I just am annoyed with whenever I get it. I always find that the Bs are just in a pain in the butt spot for me. It's only really helping me out when I'm running away from somebody, and those Bs are just whacking them as they go through. I've never really been a fan of her. I've tried using her multiple times, and she's not terrible, but for me, it's just not one I'm going to pick. Now, I also put Pam on here too, which this might cause a little controversy because she is a healer and healing does help out inside the game. However, though, it's just one that doesn't really feel to utilize in me. It does come with a spell. I feel like that spell is just keeping a bomb out of my arsenal, so I'm not really one to say like, oh man, I gotta get her every single game, but she does help me out, and I do use her quite a bit, but she just seems like an average good hero to have. And that also goes with Dynamite. I mean, he does have the splash damage, which is nice too, but that's another one where it just doesn't seem like it's doing enough for me. I do like to have at least one splash damage hero when there's skeletons around, just to kind of clear them out so I'm not wasting my tank on them, but still, just kind of feels like your average altogether hero. And the last one on the B tier is going to be El Primo, which is sad for me because I was ranking this at the A rank inside the game, or even the S rank. When the game was first in beta, El Primo was an absolute beast, but now it just kind of feels like, okay, yeah, he's doing the whole slamming over. Yes, there is a stun. I mean, if it was an El Tigre, it'd be a different story, but El Primo just kind of feels like he's balanced inside the game right where he should be. Moving on to the A rank, I'm going to put Heavy first. This is one I actually kind of like on it. It's not really the best inside the game. I hate having to wait for the whole third animation of shooting to get that really full speed on it, but he does wreck, he does decent damage, and he is a nice hero to have around. Next one I'm throwing it in there is going to be Max, and this is one that's actually saved me a lot of times of escaping trouble inside the game, or even going and hunting heroes down. One, just kind of having that speed boost in there really does seem to help, and she's really not the worst for doing some damage. Now, the next one I'm throwing out there is going to be Greg, and hold off on this one. I know there's a whole large community of people that say that Greg is the GOAT. He is S grade, and I would say, yes, he's a very strong hero, but it is situational. There is a lot of times where I do get mauled down from people just saying, oh, there's a Greg, I got a cult, I'm going to take you down if there's no spells that I can defend myself. The other thing is if a lot of people are building Greg, it's difficult to find those trees in the center and really utilize them. But using this hero can get you a great start, and if played right, yeah, this is definitely hanging on that line of S or A grade, but for me, being realistic, I think I see this as an A grade. The next one I'm throwing out there is Nita, and I find these bears to be pretty freaking annoying inside the game. I feel like this is just a little bit better than good, and definitely is a great start if you ever have the chance to grab her. She will have that bear wreck with you. It's kind of like having two heroes in one. And next, I'm throwing the battle healer out there. I really like the idea of having extra HP added to all the heroes inside the game, plus you get the healing from every time you grab a chest. This is one where I do find myself a little bit squishy, and then I just go and grab this, and it definitely changes it. There's a good amount of HP. I believe it's 1200 you get when you finally have it at 3 stars, but overall, battle healer is a great choice, not so much on the healing side of it, but just that extra HP. The next one is going to be the Wizard, and solely because of having that second spell slot. This is huge inside the game. Not to mention there is some splash damage behind it, but the fact of you being able to hold 2 spells, even though it is a pain in the butt to switch between the 2 of them, it makes a whole new element to the game. I would throw it on the S rank, but it just doesn't seem like something that I need every single time inside the game. Sometimes it's hard to find spells, but when you do have him, he is a nice addition. And then I'm gonna throw Hog Rider on the same one too. I do like that escape speed, the longer turbo there, the running through the grass. He's a nice hero to have around in the fact of needing to escape or chase down, but I use him more on the escape side. So overall, this is a great hero to have, and that's exactly where we're gonna rank him. And lastly, we're gonna throw Penny, which by the way, hits pretty freaking hard inside the game. The downfall though is the whole map system that comes with her. I always find that they're on the other side of the board. They're a pain to get to. I gotta get away from some of those high currency monsters just to go over and get this. And the 3rd star is just gonna give some health on it, which at that point in the game, when I have enough of her, I'm really not needing it. But she can be gonna be getting, she does hit hard. I think she's great, but I don't think she's awesome. Moving on to the awesome, I'm going to throw the tank in there as the first one. And this is one of those ones where it's a high damage hitter with when you're inside the tank, even when that tank gets destroyed, the hero is still around. You can go run into the tank again, but this is what I use when there's megas on the screen or really anybody that I want to take down. The more tanks I have, the better, and this is a great one to have. The next one we have is the Witch, and this is a great counter for the tank. Just imagine these skeletons have, let's say, 50 or 100 HP. And now you're gonna go and have to waste your 1100 damage tank on them there. These things are great for shutting down the tank, but keep in mind that there is some sort of AoE style damage out there that negates it. But still, the Witch is a great one to have. Having that skeleton spell is a nice addition, so I think she's deserving of being awesome. Following the Witch, we're throwing the Archer Queen out there, and this is one I absolutely love. I don't feel like I see it enough inside the game, but I really love the idea of having the charge go just over time when moving there, and this is a great way to escape people that are chasing it, and the fact that she is going to have a stun in that. This is one I always try to take priority on. The only one that might be on the edge of it there, a grab at the same time, might be the tank or another one we're going to talk about in a second there. But overall, I like the Archer Queen. Next one I'm throwing out there is going to be the Medic, and I think this is the best healer inside the game. Having that continuous heal going non-stop when you stand still, you heal even more, just allows your whole team to pretty much tank a lot of these monsters. And when you are a little bit lesser damage or a little bit behind, this is a great way that you could take on some of those stronger enemies inside the game and sometimes even other players. The next one we have is Colt, and this is a great damage dealer. If I could build a team of just nothing but Colts, which I have done several times, this is my ideal troop that I go to. I will try to build a ton of Colts, although because it is a common hero and the Archer Queen is one that's a little bit more difficult to get, that's where I probably would go the Archer Queen, but in the back of my mind, I'm just thinking Colt the whole time. And Shelly's going to be another one too. Having that spread and stun does decent damage inside the game. This is another great one that I love to see, and I'm a huge fan of Shelly too, but given between Colt and Shelly, I would grab Colt first. Now I also threw Bo on here. People might rank this one a little bit lower, but once you get this to 3 stars and have those mines are definitely annoying. And you'd be surprised at how many people don't even see them, they walk right into them, and bam, they get popped. But the increased damage to monsters is a great way to take down some of those final bosses inside the game. And like I said, this is one that I just ultimately like. If I can start off a game and see a Colt, a Shelly, or a Bo, I usually have a hard time deciding, but once again, I usually go Colt. And then we have Mortis. This is one where I'll go and use, and it's like, oh man, I didn't know I could go and turn that enemy onto my team. This is one that I just kind of underestimate, and then every time I get it, I really do like him. This one too, the damage is pretty decent on it. However though, I never really see it pop up. It's always one of the ones that's kind of really rare for me to see. But like I said, I like it. I think it's a good one to have if you're not just farming up and reproducing those skeletons. And then the last one, which wasn't even actually on here, they forgot the icon, but that's going to be the Barbarian King. And this was one that I got late in the game because I didn't follow my own advice early on there, didn't know about it, that's why I made the video. And overall though, this one just kind of seems to have that slam hit, which is good, the healing behind it, and it's just something that seems like it wrecks. I think they did a great job on this one, because to me it feels like the Barbarian King on steroids, which then makes me think, are we going to be seeing just a regular archer inside the game, given that we had the Archer Queen? But overall, these are my pickings inside the game. So let me know in the comments below what you would change around on it, and if you want to know the trick to get the Barbarian King right away immediately, so you're not waiting until World 4 like I did, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.